France's President Emanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte intend to provide scientific evidence in court to disprove claims that she is transgender. The legal challenge has been mounted by France's first couple against American conservative commentator Candace Owens. Owens has propagated unsubstantiated claims that the First Lady was born male and used to go by the name Jean-Michel Trogneux. In July, the Macrons sued Candace Owens for defamation at the Superior Court in Delaware with a 218-page complaint seeking a jury trial and punitive damages. Her allegations were labelled outlandish, defamatory, far-fetched in the defamation suit. The lawsuit related to allegations Owens made online in March last year about the French First Lady's biological sex. She said, and I quote, "I would stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man." The complaint said Owens disregarded all credible evidence disproving her claim in favour of platforming known conspiracy theorists and proven defamers. And rather than engage with President and Mrs. Macron's attempts to set the record straight, Owens mocked them and used them as additional fodder for her frenzied fan base. When requested to retract her remarks, the complaint said Owens did not oblige and instead retaliated against the Macrons by repeating the claims in an 8-part YouTube podcast series titled Becoming Brigitte and through posts on her X account. The podcast was released at the start of this year, 12 months after Owens first publicly claimed Brigitte Macron was transgender. To prove defamation in the United States, the plaintiffs must prove their reputation was damaged as a result of a false statement or statements the defendant made to a third party. Lawyers for the Macrons will argue that Owens published her claims with reckless disregard for the truth and that they were false and devastating lies. They will also say substantial damage has been brought to the French President and First Lady, both reputational and economic. As a direct and proximate result of the defendant's false statements, President and Mrs. Macron have suffered substantial economic damages. As a direct and proximate result of the defendant's false statements, President and Mrs. Macron have suffered substantial reputational damage. Defendants published the statements maliciously, willfully, wantonly, with common law malice, with actual malice. Tom Clare, the lawyer representing the Macrons, said the documentation attesting Brigitte Macron's female sex since birth would be tendered when the case went to court. Expert testimony will come out that will be scientific in nature, he said. Clare did not detail the specifics of the evidence to be presented, but said that the Macrons were prepared to demonstrate fully, both generically and specifically, that Owens' claims were false. An image of Brigitte Macron's birth announcement from April 13, 1953, a photograph of her as a child with her family, and another photograph from the day of her first wedding in 1974 were submitted as part of the defamation suit in July. Candace Owens is known for her conservative activism in the US political domain and is allied to the Republican movement. Initially critical of Donald Trump, she began producing pro-Trump commentary in 2017. The same year, she went on to be hired for a communications role at Turning Point USA, the conservative youth organization run by MAGA influencer Charlie Kirk, who was shot dead while giving a speech at a university in Utah earlier this month. She has a large following online, with more than 5 million subscribers on YouTube, 6 million on Instagram, and 7 million on X. Owens has espoused anti-Israel views, numerous conspiracy theories relating to the LGBTQIA+, Black Lives Matter, and Me Too movements, and anti-vax ideology, among other controversial beliefs. She was refused entry to Australia for a speaking tour last year after the federal government ruled her visit would be against the national interests. Candace Owens continues to stand by her claims about Brigitte Macron's sex and has circulated them on her social media platforms as well as to media outlets several times since last year. She has repeatedly stated that she believes Brigitte Macron is Jean-Michel Trogneux, but according to the Macrons' defamation suit, Trogneux is Brigitte Macron's 80-year-old brother who lives in the family's hometown of Amiens.
fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.